I'm waiting for the numbers to roll. When the numbers start rolling, then it's official. Welcome back. My name is Timothy Judkins. You have made your way back to the Realty Resource Report. We are here at the St. Clairsville Remax headquarters, Remax Broadwater. I have some interesting stories for you guys today. Happy holidays. I came festive today. I don't know if you see. Came very festive today. I would bring the camera down. That's right. See, that's how I do it. That's how I do it. So we're here. Morning show. Welcome back. I hope everybody is staying warm, having fun with the holidays. The family was at the BC Taylor concert last night in Wheeling Park. I mean, there's so many holiday things going on right now. Here in the Ohio Valley, we are notorious for being the Christmas people, the people who love and go above and beyond anywhere else in the nation. St. Clairsville, the Ohio Valley, Wheeling, this area probably goes the craziest when it comes to holidays, Christmas, and all this. I'm saying, you guys got it. You got it. You won. You won. A lot of stuff out there. Shout out to everybody who went to the Why Don't You Stay a While event last Wednesday. Such a great time. Political movements, whole bunch of awareness, what's going on in the community, getting you involved to let you know what's happening in your area. Youth retention. We're very excited to keep building such a thing. Also, a lot of shifting elements are happening in the real estate market. I didn't put this as one of the topics, but it is one of the grander topics on top of my mind. And I will say that before we get into the Epstein Files, yes, we're going to talk about the Epstein Files today. But before we get into those, I kind of wanted to touch on this. A lot of people have been having a bunch of holiday events and things like that, and you might not have seen me at said events because this is family time. Sorry, didn't know if you knew that. This is family time. And what that means is, basically, I'm bringing my iPad over so I can look directly at you guys too as I'm talking to Meta. Family time, I respect my family's privacy. I respect the children that my cousins, my brothers and sisters-in-law, like everybody has kids, everybody has things going on. So I respect everybody's personal privacy. So I'm not going to sit here and document every little thing we do as we do it, because I don't know if you feel comfortable putting your, kids and your family on the internet. Most people do not feel comfortable with that, especially in this Epstein topic I'm about to get on. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. But I'm just saying, holidays are great, amazing. I'm glad the family comes together. I'm glad you guys have this moment in time that we can bond, figure out where everybody is at, and then build from that place. But I personally do not post a lot of my family photos, a lot of our Christmas gatherings and things like that, Thanksgiving, just because I do like a level of privacy in my own life. I control the flow of this content. I control the flow of these broadcasts. I control the flow of my business. Okay. And so, what I'm not going to do is jump on the bandwagon to do what everybody else is doing, following what everybody else is doing, because at the end of the day, I'm not a follower. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I did not end up in this job. I did not end up in this city. I did not end up in this location or where I'm at by following other people. I don't know if you guys know this on TikTok or on Facebook, but if you were in school, if you are in grade school, if you were in college, they are never going to tell you about my job. Nobody's ever going to tell you to be a real estate agent, because this is a hack. This is a whole life hack. This is how you jump tax brackets from place to place. And at the end of the day, same thing with insurance agents. There's same car dealerships. There's so many jobs that people don't tell you about because the fluctuation of what can happen once you're at that job is just parallel to what people want you to do. Okay? I know that's like a sidebar, but to go deeper into that sidebar, one of my daughters is very excited to open up her own bakery. And she's having the hardest time in her career class because her career class at school was trying to get her to be a doctor, nurse, police officer, historian. But when you say that you are operating your own business, I want to open my own bakery. You can't scale that, right? And because you can't scale that, you can't plot that, you don't know how much somebody's going to make. These aren't the type of things that the school system's going to push on you. I'm just saying. So happy holidays, right? I know I'm all off topic right now. But my first topic of the day, first things first, Epstein Files, Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh my gosh, you guys. Political fallout. Clearly, Bill be everywhere. Let me go ahead and hit record. I meant to hit record at the beginning of the show. My buddy Dot 420 from Outside Minds podcast. We just did an in-person podcast in Columbus, Ohio, last week before. And when we did that, he reminded me to start recording on my devices as I do it. That way I don't have to download the stream version from Facebook. We're learning. We're adapting, and we're building, okay? Going back to the Epstein Files. Oh my gosh. The thing is, you guys, the world is deeper than you think it is. It's darker than you think it is. And it wouldn't be mainstream news if somebody wasn't benefiting off of it. We're going to start there. As much as this is going to put X amount of politicians underneath the fire, so many people are going to get mad about this. So many people are upset about the involvement that people were in. But at the end of the day, somebody's winning somewhere. You don't get this far. You don't get that high up the ladder if somebody is not benefiting from the stories that are coming out, if somebody's not benefiting from the people who are being arrested. I mean, there's a lot of blackmail, a whole lot of extras going on. I would act like I know what that is or what's going on with it, but at the end of the day, I sell houses for a living. This is one of the hottest topics that's going on right now. Let me tell you, nobody parties like Bill. You might say that you're a party animal, okay? You could say you're a party animal all day, but you ain't got nothing on Bill. You can't touch Bill. Chris Tucker tried to show up. Chris, I don't know if you guys seen the Epstein Files. Maybe I'm, what do they call it? Maybe I'm leaking the info before you guys even get to see it. What is that? What is the term for that? Spoiler alert. There we go. Chris Tucker's all in the mix, right? So Chris Tucker's in the mix. Bill Clinton's in the mix. They locking hands, dapping up in the hot tub. And there's so many tiers of this. I think they were like at a Buddhist temple with like children monks. And I'm just very disgusted on the fact that you even took photos of them. You know what I mean? Because such sacred places, sacred people. It's a crazy world we live in. That's all. So, my next story for the day is sellers are cutting prices. Yep. And this is true. I dropped prices on a few of my listings. We are trying to invigorate the market. We're trying to get people interested to come out, go buy. We have actual really good deals on the market right now. There's a lot of great listings on the market that are right now. I'll show those here shortly. But at the end of the day, a lot of buyers are struggling just because, the government shut down, a lot of shifts, holiday season. It is what it is. So at the end of the day, we have a lot of sellers who are very motivated. They would not have their house on the market if they were not interested in selling their house this year. So with that being said, there's a lot of negotiation ability on the buyers. So if you guys have not put in an offer on a property, have not been interested on a property, you will be surprised to see a lot of properties are moving now because the sellers are more negotiable than they were this summer. Because this summer was that was crazy. That was just crazy in general. My next story for the day is, this one came out a while ago, November 30th. Now, in this article, it was basically saying how listing cancellations are happening or temporary off market, which is a real thing. I literally just did the same thing with my listing. Now, sellers are basically repositioning themselves. So if you guys do not have the money to buy this year, if the interest rate is too high, if the government shutdown impacted you if we decided to spend the rest of our money on Thanksgiving and Christmas, which is perfectly fine. I mean, this is what we sell houses for, so that you have a place to freaking go and celebrate yourselves, right? So if we've all made these executive decisions to start moving forward on the family plans, travel plans, gift wrapping, and all this good stuff, if that is the direction we went, then a lot of sellers are very, you know, adjustable when it comes to those things. They're very understandable. And so they have decided to take houses off the market, and they will be coming back come spring. So spring market will have a lot of new listings coming. And I just think a lot of sellers have lined up simultaneously all to do the same thing at the same time. So if they are not doing the price drops, they are literally pulling the house off the market completely. And so that's where we are in the business. And I would highly suggest you guys take advantage of such things. I mean, the market will constantly shift. The best time to buy was yesterday, last year, the last month, the last 5 years, because the values of these homes are just going up as time goes on. The economy does have some adjusting it has to do in order to put itself in a position to get everybody into home ownership. And that is beyond the inventory situation. So that's a whole other animal within itself. Now, before I get back into my rants, I'm going to give you guys the buyer and seller tip for the day. Okay? So my buyer tip for the day is, if you know a lot of sellers are cutting prices, if you know that they are withdrawing their houses and putting them back on the market come spring, that is screaming negotiation power. If you guys are struggling to get buyers, then that means you will accept anything and everything that I am saying. Well, not necessarily true, but to a certain degree. So throw your number out there. Throw your conditions out there. Ask your sellers to pay closing costs. Ask them to pay, whatever they need to help get you into the property. Because if they are this motivated to price drop, and if they are this motivated to remove it off the market to come back later, that's my buyer tip for the day. Use the market's current status to your advantage. I'm about to go over 4 or 5 houses that are for sale right now as well. Get out there and put some offers in some homes, because at the end of the day, we are so in a shaky market right now that people are thinking about pulling it off the market completely and coming back later. But they still want to sell. So jump on top of it. Jump on top of it. All right. Now we have to go to the other side of the fence. That was my buyer tip for the day. Here's my seller tip for the day. You know, it's serious for my sellers, because I just did this with you guys. We just pulled a house off the market, and we just did a price drop. And then in the same breath, I have 7 more listings coming, hopefully by the end of the week. Just waiting on my sellers to sign listing agreements. So my seller tip for the day. You need to price strategically and be realistic on what you're able to accept, what your payoff is on your mortgage, if the house is already paid off. If you want to sell anytime soon, it's obvious if you haven't got any offers yet that you're priced too high. Let me say that one more time. This is for my sellers. Let me say it one more time. If you haven't got any offers on your property to this point, it is December 22nd. If you have not got any offers till this day, you're too high. The price is too high. You need to bring it down, or the entire house is rough. There's a whole other level. I have a listing coming up. It's like $5,000. That's it. You know what I mean? There's some listings that just happen to be in a range that just, it's just what it is. So my seller tip for the day is, we have to price strategically. I know I've said this a few weeks in the past, but this is the only reason you're not getting offers. You're not getting offers because the price is too high. There's too many other options out here. We can get all these other properties on the market for half, less, 1/3 of the price of what you're trying to sell your house for. And I understand that the value is there, but the economy doesn't have the money there to give you what you're looking for. Okay? So it is an interesting twist. If you believe that the economy will be stronger next year, You could jump on board with the rest of the sellers who are taking their houses off the market right now and coming back in the spring. Or if you're really looking to get this offer done, maybe a cash deal, drop the price and watch new showings happen. All right. So that's my buyer and seller tip for the day. Now, you know I can't do the broadcast every Monday without plugging the team, the Remax team. So we got a few listings that are for sale. Go back to front. So I shared this one last week, but it's still a new listing. This one is actually listed by Sarah Milko. 645 Logan Street. It is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath for $95,000. Once again, 4-bedroom, 2-bath for $95,000. Reach out to Sarah Milko for more information about that. And then this is actually a piece of land. This is just a lot. And this is 512. This is 512 Ohio Ave in Martins Ferry, Ohio. This is listed by Ida. And that is for sale for $5,000. So if you guys are looking to build your own situation, you have an option there. Now, I just saw that we did an open house for this last weekend. 108 Westminster Drive in St. Clairsville, Ohio. This is listed by Stacy Seidler. Beautiful home. 3-bedroom, 3-bath, $330,000. Again, 3-bedroom, 3-bath for $330,000. All right, reach out to Stacy for more information about that. And then our newest one that's came to market is 204 Oak Street. And I say that like a new listing probably didn't go to market while I'm doing this live broadcast. But 204 Oak Street, Bethesda, Ohio. This is listed by Kelsey Cromer. This is a 3-bedroom, 1-bath for $165,000. 3-bedroom, 1-bath for $165,000. We have drastic different price ranges, different size homes, because we have different motivated sellers. Everybody has their motivations. Everybody is interested in doing different things for different reasons. And so this is one of the phenomenal reasons why you should send me a message and see what's going on. I do this every Monday. Every Monday I do my live broadcast. This is where I talk about the latest and greatest in the real estate world. I talk about just news in the world in general. I give a buyer and a seller tip. I did want to let everybody know that I appreciate all the support, the shares, the likes, the follows on YouTube. We're about to hit 200 subscribers on YouTube. So if you have not subscribed to me on YouTube, please go there and do that. All you do is go to YouTube, look up Timothy Judkins. I will pop up instantly. I'm at, I think, 198 subscribers on there. So let's hit that 2. Let's hit that 2 one time. I completed, I don't know how many, 3, 4 Realty Resource Report videos. So those are going up on YouTube later on tonight. So those will go live up there. I do have another house filming for the Wheeling listing I just recently did. So that video will be going up there soon as well. Yeah. And other than that, I'll be out here doing the family thing. You already know. Christmas is in a few days. So the kids are ecstatic about that. And happy holidays to everybody. If I am not out and about in the holiday motions, that is because I don't really play those games. Maybe this is the intro for that. If you guys have not realized that I do not, let's put it this way. Because I genuinely care about your success and I genuinely care about where you're going and how you are in life, I can't fake it. As much as you might think this is fake, this isn't fake. If you meet me in person, I'm literally the same exact way in person. I don't fake this just for views, just for comments. I do this because the industry needs this. The industry needs somebody who's going to show up consistently. The industry needs somebody who's going to tell you how it is and not sugarcoat how it feels. Okay? And with that being said, I don't make videos for clicks. I don't do this stuff for me. I do this for y'all. I feel like the real estate world is so complicated, at least before I got into it, that we need people who are going to get online and demystify this business for us. Otherwise, how are you ever going to own a home if you don't understand anything about this process? So that's where I came into this. I decided to get on Realty Resource Report. This is my branded, situation. I decided to get on here and do a Monday broadcast every Monday just to give you the latest and greatest on what's happening from Remax and in the real estate industry in general. With that being said, very unlikely you will see any AI videos coming from me. Very unlikely you will see me doing videos just for the clicks because I'm not that guy. And at the same time, it's very unlikely you will see me hanging or being with people that I don't rock with, that don't have the same intentions as me, that don't have the same potential as me, that don't have the same goals and motives as me, because misery loves company. And if you don't know about that video, you better get on my TikTok and check it out because I dropped a whole video about that. I do not need company because I'm lonely type thing. You know what I mean? What I need is more transactions, more agents to boost. You know what I mean? And I need the more support systems to invigorate. I don't need a support system. I want to juice you guys up. I want to see you live a better life. I want to see you and your family doing great because the less chaos outside, the easier my life is. So if you having a hard time, let me know. What can I do to help put you in a better position, help move your life, your family to that next place? Because at the end of the day, I'm done with the static. I'm not a fan of the chaos. I'm not going to put on a fake face and play these games with you guys just because it makes you feel better that you feel accepted. Y'all don't want me? That's cool. You don't accept me? That's cool. I actually appreciate that more. I like the static. People who know me know I like the static, but when the static exists, I like to ignite. So at the end of the day, I'm saving you and me the chaos from being in the mix of being fake. Okay? So we just gonna draw that line in the sand just for everybody to know Merry Christmas. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I want everybody to have an awesome life, a beautiful life, an enjoyable life. I want them to be as successful as they want to be. I want nobody to derail you. I don't want anybody trying to master manipulate you. I don't like people trying to, finesse you to a certain degree. And at the end of the day, I've been in this business long enough to see, hear, and be around people who literally enjoy giving pain to other people, who enjoy watching other people spiral, who enjoy watching people struggle. And that's sad. It's sad to be in a business that there is so much money to be made and so many families to be taken care of that we have brokers and agents who are in the business who literally love tormenting other people's lives because it makes them feel better about the low self-esteem they have. That's crazy. But one guy who's not going to play those games is me. And so I appreciate everybody who is even tuning in, watching, following, sharing, supporting, because at the end of the day, when everything hits the fan, a lot of people are going to realize that nobody supported and nobody cared as much as this guy. Because at the end of the day, I only want to see you win and you ain't got to pay me to do it. You ain't got to pay me nothing. You ain't got to give me anything. Seeing you win makes me and my life easier. And I hope that's how we're going to move in the future. I hope that's how 2026 feels. I appreciate you guys stopping in. Let me check the calendar one time. Yes, we have one more Realty Resource Report before the new year. So I'll be coming on next Monday to do that for you guys. And until the meantime, I enjoy you stopping in. Y'all have a wonderful evening, afternoon, day, holiday. Merry Christmas to you guys. And I'll see you right before New Year's.